And Donald Trump will speak with Speaker Ryan and other top GOP leaders on Thursday. Now, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is one of those Republicans who also has not endorsed Donald Trump. At the fishing opener yesterday in Gordon, Wisconsin, Walker was asked about the presumptive nominee.
An endorsement, we're here at the fishing opener to reel me in, I guess. He's going to have to show a little bit more detail as to what he would do in the future and what he's committed to. And so I think he's a better choice than Hillary, but if I'm going to be enthusiastic, I have to see more.
The concern about the division within the party has some Republicans worried that in November they could lose not only the White House but control of both houses of Congress and even elections at the state and local level. Joining us to talk about the impact here in Minnesota is Chris Fields, the deputy chair of the Minnesota Republican Party. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good morning, Esme, and first, happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you so much.
To you and all the moms out there. Moms play a special role in our lives, and I'm glad we have a day to recognize that.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. Let me ask you, this divide profound. You have both former President Bush saying they are not going to endorse Donald Trump. You have others like John McCain saying they won't go to the convention. Mitt Romney also not endorsing Donald Trump. How concerned are you about this?
Not too concerned at all, because look, I think it would be a bad mistake to call people bad Republicans because they can't support every Republican candidate and can't support everything those candidates say. And so we're the party of freedom, independence, and liberty. Would be quite hypocritical of us to say that, hey, you have to fall in line. Like, hey, let people be themselves. And I think that at the end of the day, the large part of the Republican Party is going to come together. Look, Donald Trump got more votes than anybody in Republican primary history. Okay, about 1 million more than Mitt Romney is what he's going to end up with. And Mitt Romney had 93% of Republicans. I think Donald Trump will be right there, if not a little bit better.
All right, but this is unprecedented. You know that. I mean,
sure.
Listen to what Senator Norm Coleman had to say about Donald Trump, that he's a bigot, a misogynist, a fraud, a bully. This is former Senator Norm Coleman saying this, saying he won't vote for him.
Sure.
I mean, that's got to be a source of concern for Minnesota Republicans.
It's a concern in that we know that if we're not united, we tend to lose, okay? But we can't have a false standard for unity. Unity can't mean every single body, every single Republican official, every single former official. It can't be that way. I love Norm Coleman, and I truly respect how he feels about this thing. But again, are we going to be there? Are we going to be at the 93, 94, 95%? I believe so.
All right. How about concern about these races down the ticket? You've got three very big congressional races here in Minnesota, including in the 2nd congressional district and also the 3rd congressional district. You've got Eric Paulson, a popular incumbent.
Sure.
Are you concerned that there will be an impact down the ticket on state and local races?
You know what? I think that pundits say stuff like that, and they put out these great op-ed articles that suggest this and suggest that. But I'll go back to what Tip O'Neill used to say. All politics is local. And congratulations to Jason Lewis. I think he did a great job
in getting the nomination.
Yesterday, I think he's going to be a great candidate against Angie Craig there. And I think that Paulson, when you look at it, he has a very solid relationship with the voters in the 3rd. And so, again, back to that premise, all politics is local. I think that voters are a whole lot smarter than we give them credit for. And they're going to look at all of these individuals and they're going to judge them on their merits.
Well, let me ask you about something that Vin Weber, the former Minnesota congressman, a leading Republican analyst, somebody that people turn to in the Republican Party for advice. This is what he had to say about this divide. Quote, "The party has never been more out of touch with our voters. I don't know how you reconcile a lot of them."
Sure, but again, Donald Trump had more votes than anybody else. This is a guy who comes from outside the political arena. He ran as an outsider. He said he was going to challenge the way that business is done in Washington, challenge the political establishment. And you know what? When you look at that ballot, Donald Trump is going to be the best option for anybody that wants a better economy, that wants to keep this country safe, and wants Washington to actually work for the people. And so I think those are the motivators behind uniting this party.
All right. Well, Chris Fields, the deputy chair of the Minnesota GOP, thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks, Esme.
Right.